fella?
Take it easy, old-timer. I'm a deputy marshal. Hand me a canteen.
I'll do better than that, Marshal. I'll get my medicines. Of course, I ain't no doctor, but I got a few of Nugget Clark's fine home remedies here that'll do the trick. Now, what happened to him?
He ran into a tree limb. Got dragged by his horse trying to shake loose of me.
What's he wanted for?
Murder and robbery. Name's Jake Clune.
Clune? Clune? I've heard of him. Didn't know he worked these parts. Reckon you're glad to get a hold of him, huh?
Nope. I was just trailing him. There's been reports other tough gunslingers have been drifting this way lately. I was hoping he'd lead me to where they're heading, and why.
And this ain't your territory?
No, sir, it isn't. I work well north of here, usually. Name's Rocky Lane. How's he look to you?
Well, banged up right arm is all I found so far. But it ain't broke. He'll be coming around pretty soon.
That's fine. Maybe I can get something out of him.
Well, not until I get him patched. He's bad shook up. Like as not, he'd have a relapse if he finds you're a low man.
Well, let's not tell him.
I'm hurting bad. You'll be all right, just as soon as you get some of Nugget Clark's famous yarbs and simples in you.
What happened?
You ran your head into a tree.
I thought you was the law.
Got some reason to be scared of it?
Now leave my patient alone. Why don't you help make camp? We got to stay here till this fella's better.
I've got to get moving.
Where to?
Leave him alone, I tell you. He's liable to have a relapse if he talks much. From the looks of him now, he might be suffering a prolapse of the fourth medulla oblongata.
All right, I'll round up some firewood.
Thanks. I must have busted something inside of me when I hit that tree. Oh, I'm dying.
Okay, tain't nothing now.
Ain't no use. Listen, I always heard a fella's forgiven everything if he just confesses, tells the truth before he...
That's all right. Now, Dad, take it easy. Take it easy.
I've always been a bad one all my life. Made my living with my guns. I was on my way now to do a job at the Reynolds Ranch. Hey, I'm all right.
Sure. Old Indian recipe. Mighty painful for a few minutes, but nothing in the world like it for bruises, contusions, spasms.
Why, you old goat?
What happened? Where is he?
Gone. My yarbs and simples works faster than I thought.
Where'd he go?
Yonder. I'm sorry, I was only trying to help. Gave him kind of a violent dosage. Nothing fatal, but a mite powerful. He thought he was dying and confessed to being a gunslinger. Said he was on his way to do a job at a place called the Reynolds Ranch.
The Reynolds Ranch. Thanks, old-timer. First guess was right. I am the law. A deputy marshal. And you're Jake Clune.
I ain't done nothing here.
Up north you have. Enough to hang you.
If you could get me there.
I'll get you there, all right. We'll start tomorrow morning. Right now, we're rounding up our horses. Help yourself to some coffee.
I had enough of drinking stuff you fellas give me.
Afraid it might loosen your tongue again, eh? Afraid you might tell what you were going to do at the Reynolds Ranch, right? It might be better if you did. I can't make any promises, but it might go easier on you if you told who hired you and for what. I was talking to you, Clune. Yeah.
I'll take some of that coffee now. Nice of you to leave my right hand free.
Know any more tricks, Clune? I was asking you what's going on at the Reynolds Ranch.
I've told you all I know.
New guy, that fella Clune?
Yeah, I sent you out to find him. Where is he?
What does he look like?
How should I know? I never saw him. I hired him for his guns, not his looks. I told you you'd find him on the East Trail.
The East Trail, huh? Well, then I found him. About 15 miles down, handcuffed to the law.
The law? I didn't think any of the marshals in these parts knew Clune. You could have used your gun.
Well, why should I? He ain't nothing to me.
I want Clune here, and you're busting him loose. Now take Bede with you and get back down that trail. By the time you get there, it'll be light enough so even you can see to kill a marshal.
Morning, Clune. Ready to ride? Unlock him. Get your hands high and keep walking.
Well, for a guy that just got loose from the law, you ain't very grateful, Clune. It's all right. We're from the Reynolds Ranch. Straken sent us.
Oh, yeah. The Reynolds Ranch. I don't think I've had the pleasure, gents.
Well, I'm Murray. They call him Bede. It's a lucky thing you camped here on the East Trail last night. I wouldn't have found you. I spotted you, but I didn't know which one was you. So I had to ride back and check with Straken.
He told you what I looked like?
How could he? He ain't never seen you.
I know that. I just wanted to make sure you did.
Well, anyone knows a lawman handcuffs his prisoner to his left hand, leaving his right one free for his gun. You was on his left, so that makes you Clune.
Smart figuring. How about burying the marshal?
Bede will take care of that. And bring in his gear. Let's get started.
Back?
Yeah. I brought your man back, too. Jake Clune, meet Leo Strinkin.
Hello.
Hi. Get some coffee, Murray. Heard you tangled with the law.
That's past history.
So now all you're interested in is the future, huh?
That's right.
Reach, Stranger. I'll drill you like a cheese grater. Sure glad to find you all in one piece. I was afeard that...
Now you reach, pal. That's better. Now, who are you and what are you doing here?
I'm Nugget Clark, independent merchant. Peddling a line of tasty notions, yarbs, and simples.
You always use that gun when you're peddling?
He's all right, Strachan. He's my sidekick.
Him a gunslinger?
One of the best. Follows along behind me looking innocent. Keeps me from getting jumped from behind. This is Leo Strachan, the man we're working for. The Reynolds Ranch, remember?
Oh, yeah, sure. Reckon my memory's slipping a mite, eh, Rocky?
Rocky? His name's Jake Clune.
Yeah, sure, his name's Jake Clune. We always call him Rocky, on account of all the boulders he's broken up and all the penitentiaries he's been in.
Rocky, huh? That's pretty good. Come on over and sit down. You were asking about the future, Rocky, so I'm going to give you the lowdown. Operating out of this ranch is going to be the biggest gang of raiders the West has ever seen. Maybe 100 men, maybe 200. We'll be hitting the railroad that's shipping the gold east, the rich ranches to the south, all around here. Now, to get started, we're giving a big cut to some good men like yourself. Murray here, Bede, and some of the other boys.
I heard there was a fella here by the name of Jennings.
Jennings? Yeah. So we found out he was a deputy marshal. That's all that's left of him. How'd you know about him?
It's my business to know about lawmen, Strachan. It sounds like a big deal. When do you expect the rest of your gang to get here?
As soon as we get the money for extra horses and guns to work with. But don't let that bother you. There's a dude on his way here now by stagecoach with $125,000 on him. The orders are to meet him.
Orders from who, Strachan? I'd like to know who I'm working for.
You get your orders from me. That's all you need to know now. Murray, right over Sloan Junction, see where that stage is with the visitor.
How about him going? I'm wore out. Well, all right. At least I'll get a decent meal over there.
You having cook trouble? Well, sir, if I do say so myself, there ain't a handier man in the kitchen west of the Pecos or north of Mexico City than yours truly. I can cook in Spanish, French, oolong with a few variations.
Well, if you can cook it all, it's better than what we've been getting. There's a kitchen. Help yourself.
I'll give you a hand.
All right, Murray, this ain't Sloan Junction. Beat it.
Start banging some pots around so we can talk. What made you come barging in here like you did?
Idle curiosity. I heard that ruckus at your camp back yonder, so I followed you. Besides, I felt kind of bad messing things up for you the way I did with Clune. What happened to him, anyway?
They shot him while we were cuffed together. I was on the wrong side of him. They thought he was the lawman.
Oh. So now we're Clune and company. So long as they don't find out you're a deputy marshal like that fellow Jennings. You knew him, huh?
Sure did. You were supposed to work together.
The dirty killers. Let's run them in. You heard what that Straken's planning to do.
Yeah, I heard him. But let him make a move first. I want to be sure we get them all, including the top man.
All right, Clune. It's time to ride and limber up them guns of yours. One of the boys just saw the stagecoach coming in ahead of time. We're going to lighten the load before it gets to the junction.
The dude?
Yeah. And better bring this sidekick of yours along, too. Kind of like to see him back up some of your brags. I'll get a horse for him. Murray, get down the road with Bede and Jed and run the stagecoach into the roadblock. I'll wait here. Rocky, you and the old goat cover me from this side. When I give you the signal, start using them guns.
What are we gonna do now?
As soon as they jump the stage, we jump them.
But there's 4 of them. Me and my idle curiosity. Why'd he do that?
Somebody he saw on that stage.
Yeah, but who?
Could be the man who's given Straken his orders. What's the matter? Get cold feet?
Oh, I didn't get cold feet. Changing plans. We're right in ahead of them. We'll take the old cut to the junction, Murray. You get back to the ranch. Take Bede and Jed with you and straighten up the place. I'll be there pretty soon with a guest.
What are you gonna do? Kill him with kindness?
That ain't bad. Let's start off by meeting him first. Josh Taylor?
That's right.
I'm Leo Straken, owner of the Reynolds Ranch. Thought I'd ride over and take you out to the place. I want you to know it's everything I wrote you about, just the ideal spot for them settlers you're buying it for.
Well, I hope you're right, Mr. Straken, but after that hold-up at the edge of
Hold
town...
up?
Yes, we were stopped there for some reason, but they let us pass unharmed. Well, that's the West. Westward Ho, as Kingsley wrote. Quite a book, too, selling at $1 a volume. Bound in buckram with gilt lettering.
You're not selling books now, Mr. Parody. You're selling a ranch.
Quite so, at a 5% commission. And I don't mind saying the price is ridiculously low, Mr. Taylor.
$125,000, I believe it was.
That's right. Got the money with you?
Well, yes. And no.
You've been indulging in that quaint riddle all the way out. Perhaps you'd explain?
Later, perhaps.
Oh, I want you to meet a top hand of mine. Rocky Clune, Josh Taylor.
How'd I do?
My cook, Nugget Clark.
Mr. Clark?
Howdy.
And,
Bob Bennett. I'm a surveyor working for Mr. Taylor here.
And this is Ken Jordan. He's a lawyer. I met him on the train coming out.
Gentlemen?
I thought it was a good idea to bring him. Maybe he can look over your title. Understand you bought the place from a man named Reynolds?
Now deceased, as I gather it.
yeah. Nugget, bring the rig that we hired. The folks are staying at the ranch.
Getcha?
Rocky, this is Mr. Paradine.
Book salesman by trade. Selling the complete works of Shakespeare, the Rancher's Encyclopedia, great works of great mind.
And ranches at top prices.
Quite so. As a sideline, of course. But the Reynolds Ranch should require no selling.
I'll be able to judge that after I've seen it.
Well, there's no time like the present.
I'll help Nugget load that rig.
as the nose on your face. They're planning to rob that nice old man, Mr. Taylor. Now, you got to arrest them.
Who would you suggest? Jordan, Paradine, or the kid Bob? No, sir. We're going to keep an eye on all of them. Find out who's working for Strachan. All set.
Hey, you fellas are from the Reynolds Ranch, ain't you? Yeah? Got a letter for a fella called Jack Reynolds. Thought he might be in your party.
I'll take care of it.
Thanks.
Trouble?
Let's go, Nugget. Folks will be hungry for some of your cooking.
I guess you'd like to know about the money, Strachan. About my not having the price of the ranch with me and yet still having it. You see, it worried me having to carry that much cash on such a long trip. So, my brother and I, he's one of the leaders in our land company. We worked out a plan. He's holding the money in his office safe. He's deputy sheriff back in Sanford County, and he'll give up the money only when authorized by me. I can have the money here in a week.
Cash or no deal, you better send for the money.
Now, Strachan, a week shouldn't make much difference.
There might be a hole in your scheme, Mr. Taylor. That's an awful lot of money. Enough to make some men get awful rough.
Sure. What's to stop a man from getting a hold of you and telling you either write your brother a note or...
Why, there wasn't any note mentioned. The thing I'm going to send is one of these. The right one and my brother will send the $125,000. Any of the others, and he'll bring a posse. I mentioned my brother was deputy sheriff, didn't I? Now then, after a good night's sleep, then we look over the ranch.
Turned up anything yet, Rocky?
Nothing at all. I've been watching Strachan, but so far nobody shows me signs of working with him.
I tried pumping the hired hands at breakfast this morning. None of them seem to know who's behind them.
Well, keep at it. I gotta help young Bennett with his surveying. You keep watching. What's the matter, Strachan? What's in that letter to Jack Reynolds that's got you so jumpy? Who is he, anyway? Has he got something to do with this place?
That is none of your business, Clune. You're supposed to be out riding with that surveying kid.
I didn't hire out for that. When are you getting the money? What are you going to do with the old guy?
You ask too many questions.
But you can't answer till you talk to your boss. Right? I like to know who I'm working for, Strachan.
I told you you'll take orders from me. I'll get out there with that kid and
Mr. Strachan, we're ready for that ride to look over the ranch.
Good. The horses are right outside.
If you'll excuse me, Mr. Taylor, I have a little matter to attend to in town. Legal work.
Of course, of course. Well, let's go.
Take this target on down the trail, Rocky. I'll tell you when to stop, and I'll take a sight on you from here.
Right.
If you're thinking of building a community house, this is the place.
Some good calf pasture down in there, too, Mr. Taylor.
Well, I must say the ranch lives up to your promises, Strachan.
You've seen nothing yet. Pasture after pasture, each prettier than the other. That's enough brush for natural fences, water, trees.
Beat it! Somebody just took a shot at me.
I heard it.
Where's the kid, Bennett?
He was taking a side on me when we heard the shot. Probably spotted whoever it was and took out after him.
Well, get right, and maybe he'll circle back.
Get your gun on. We're expecting a visitor, a gunman.
A gunman?
Somebody shot a hole in Straken's hat.
That I know. Sent word back for all the hired hands to go out and look for the fella. But don't tell me there's any law against shooting high.
Well, I got an idea whoever shot at Straken is part of the answer to what's going on around here.
Know who done the shooting?
Yeah, I do. Whoever dropped this.
Surveyor's sight. Slotted to fit a gun barrel.
With one of those, a man could shoot a long distance.
And with some accuracy.
Well, I can't carry it around with me. Hide it in some safe place. We might need it. That's fine.
Well, that's young Bennett. Now, what's he up to?
He's going around front. Keep quiet. We'll let him come in and we'll find out. Try it, Jack. Cover the window. Pretty girl. Your wife, Jack?
What's this Jack business?
You're Jack Reynolds. You've been here before. Must have lived here to know the combination of that safe.
Well, that doesn't necessarily...
You were reading that letter that came for Jack Reynolds at the junction yesterday. Or do you always read other people's mail?
All right. I'm him and I own this place.
Straken says different. Is that why you took the shot at him?
He killed my father and stole this ranch. But if you think that you're turning me over...
I'm not working for Straken, Jack. I'm a deputy marshal. Have you got any positive proof Straken stole this place, killed your father?
Well, not exactly. I was looking for something in the safe when you jumped me, but there's nothing left except this picture of my wife, Carol, and a few keepsakes.
Mm-hmm. What made you think something was wrong?
Well, Dad was in the best of health. Then all of a sudden I got word that he died a month ago. He was supposed to have sold this ranch, but yet I never saw any money from the deal. Besides, why would he have sold the place when he sent me back to study farming at college in Missouri?
It still isn't proof enough.
It's proof enough for me. I'm sure about Strachan, and I'll get him.
I'll have to take you in for it. Now listen, Jack. There's somebody behind Strachan. It's my job to get him. Your job is to keep on being Bob Bennett. Well, that letter doesn't tip off who you are, does it?
No, it's from my wife, Carol. She was afraid of what I might do.
So am I. Unless you're willing to work with me. How about it?
All right. Give me my gun back, and I won't do anything for 24 hours.
24 hours.
Thanks, Marshal.
You better put those things back in the safe. You better stay with Mr. Taylor and see that he doesn't buy that ranch. If he stalls hard enough, it might force Strachan's boss out of cover.
Hey, Rocky. Some of Strachan's men riding up.
You can't be found here, Jack. I told Strachan you were out looking for the guy that shot at him. Get out back. Remember, stick with Taylor. You two now get out back. As soon as he's clear, bring our horses around front.
There goes that souffle I got in the oven.
What are you doing? Strachan wants everybody out looking for that trigger-happy gunman.
I thought I'd take a look around here. Pick up Nugget.
Me and the boys will look around. You just start riding. Hey, somebody's in the back.
Relax, Murray. That's just Nugget.
I'm taking a look for myself. Take your hands off that bridle.
What's all this shooting for?
Just Murray getting a little exercise. There's somebody in a buckboard.
Never seen anybody approaching in one of them things except a lawyer, sheriff, or somebody meaning harm to the common man.
Not this time. This is the girl whose picture is in the safe, Mrs. Reynolds.
Huh? Well, it ain't healthy for her to be seen around here. Come on!
Ma'am.
It's her, all right. Must be. She don't look like a cook to replace me.
Oh, please let me go. I'm not carrying any money, and there's
We're not going to harm
nothing...
you, ma'am. We only want to help you, if you're Mrs. Jack Reynolds.
It's none of your business.
It sure is. We're trying to keep Mrs. Jack Reynolds from becoming a widow.
No.
Mrs. Reynolds, I'm a deputy marshal. I just had a talk with your husband.
Oh, how is he? You didn't have to arrest him or anything.
No, ma'am. But he took a pot shot at Strachan, the man who owns this place.
But Jack owns it.
So he said. But he's not going to get it back using a wild gun. He gave me his word he'd keep it in his holster for at least 24 hours.
Thank you, Marshal.
Well, he's safe for the time being, but you're not. Nugget, get in and drive Mrs. Reynolds to Sloan Junction. Get her a room at the hotel. Please, ma'am, keep out of sight.
24 hours ain't much time.
But it's all we've got, so get going. I'm supposed to be out looking for a gunman named Jack Reynolds.
Idiot!
Oh, there you are, Clune. Been wondering where you were. How about it? You find anything?
Nothing. Not a thing.
I don't think there ever was anyone.
Yeah? I suppose a bumblebee put that hole in my hat.
One of your men being funny. They're the roughest bunch of customers I've ever seen.
Punching cattle ain't for ribbon clerks.
They understand that there won't be any jobs when my people take over here, don't they?
Well, you finally decided to take the place, huh? Good. I'll have my boys moved out of here just as soon as I get the money. Now, if you want to give me that little gadget, I'll see that your brother gets it.
I'll attend to that.
Has Bennett here finished the surveying?
I'm not half finished.
I know, but I've seen enough
Besides, you haven't heard from that lawyer of yours, Mr. Taylor.
That's right. I told him to look over the title. He's at Sloan Junction now.
There's nothing wrong with the title.
Now, Strachan. If Mr. Taylor wants to inspect the title, that's his privilege.
All right, I'll send to the junction and get Jordan.
I'll go. I have to check on a shipment of books anyhow.
Come on, Bob. We'll go to my room and look over what you found.
That's just my sidekick, Nugget.
Wonder where he's been. Hey, you, come in here.
Oh, me? You fellas must be mighty hungry. Some more of that fine Nugget Clark cooking.
You can stop all of that. Where have you been? What have you got here? Peppers, garlic, sage. What do you want to buy sage for? It's growing all around here.
You told him to cook, so he had to get something to cook with.
You know, it's mighty funny. He takes off just after somebody takes a shot at me. None of the boys I had out searching should have let him through.
He was riding with Clune here the last time I seen him.
And he said he wanted to get something in town, so I let him go. What's wrong with that?
I don't like your letting him through against my orders.
I don't mind taking orders from the top man.
Look, for the last time, I hired you and you're taking orders from me. Understand?
I've been waiting for this. Let me cut him down, Leo.
Rocky for his guns. Well, here's a little interest.
You just stick to your cooking, Pop. Come on, Murray, on your feet. You're getting soft. As for you, don't try anything again, because I ain't as easy to convince as Murray is. Let's get this place straightened up. All right, Murray, cut it out. You can settle that later. I don't want anybody getting wise to our deal until we get the money from Taylor. Now get out.
Looks like someone's wise already.
Stop it, you fool. That's the boss. Now beat it.
That's right. I'm the boss. And I don't like the way things are going, Strachan. Where's Taylor?
In his room? What's the trouble?
I just saw that lawyer, Jordan, at the junction. He'd been talking with a girl who said she was Mrs. Jack Reynolds and could prove it. He was all set to come out here and tell Taylor.
Jordan starts messing around.
Forget him. I gave him a long story about the girl being a troublemaker that he better check further before talking. It's the girl we've got to get rid of. I put some men at the hotel to watch her room so Jordan couldn't see her again. Now you get into the junction and make sure no one sees her again.
Wait a minute, Paradine. I've got a better idea. It won't bite you. It's just a piece of metal.
Piece of metal with the right nasty shape to it.
Where did you get that?
I'm not too proud to pick a dead man's pocket, are you?
You're getting mighty loud for a hired gunslinger.
I'm talking to the head man now. I could pin this on and get the gal out of town.
I can do it easier than that.
But you'd make a lot of noise, and Jordan would get suspicious.
He's right. Good idea, Rocky. You can take the girl quietly and...
Am I interrupting anything, friends?
No, Mr. Taylor.
You're going to arrest Barrett, ain't you?
Not yet. You heard him. They're holding Mrs. Reynolds. I can't arrest him until we break that up.
We're going to the junction?
Well, first, we gotta fix it so you can be in two places at once.
Anybody know anything about the express hours? I have a package to get off.
Certainly, Mr. Taylor. The stage leaves in about 2 hours. Rocky's riding into the junction. He can ship it for you?
No. Bob's going to take it in. The young fellow feels the need of a few bright lights anyway.
You'll find few enough of them at Sloan Junction. What's going on in there?
It's just Nugget doing some plain and fancy cooking.
Bob is riding into the junction with you.
Well, that's fine. I'm ready. Blackjack's all saddled. I'll get a horse.
Good luck, Bob.
I'll attend to the lady.
I talked Taylor's ear off to keep him from buying, but I don't know whether he's convinced or not.
He'll keep till we get back.
Jig's up, Leo.
What jig's up where?
That Rocky, that Jake Clune, he ain't who you think he is. He's toting a Marshall star.
Well, we know all about that, Murray. It's just a trick to get rid of Mrs. Jack Reynolds.
Oh, well, where'd he get the badge?
From a dead marshal?
You mean he lifted it off the Marshall men bead shot? Oh, no, huh?
What do you mean?
He never. I had my eyes on him all the time.
What are you jabbering about?
He couldn't have gotten the badge off the dead man because he never went near him.
But you said he was on the left-hand side.
Wait, Leo. He's a two-gun man, which means he's probably as good with one hand as he is with the other. He could have had the wrong wrist in the handcuffs. He could be a marshal.
Well, there's a way to make sure. He left that old sidekick of his behind. Round up the boys.
No. Tip off our hand to Josh Taylor? Don't be a fool. We've got the old man. We're going to get the money. Mary, ride into the junction and warn the guards.
You probably got out just in time, Nugget.
I hitched up an extra team in case we had to do some running.
Well, that's fine.
We're still going after Mrs. Reynolds, ain't we?
Carol?
I'd have told you sooner, Jack, but you'd have been sure to go riding off in all directions. She's at the hotel in Sloan's Junction.
You mean she's here? Well, supposing they find out.
They already have. That's why we got to move carefully.
Uh-oh. Somebody coming.
Hey, Bob, I got to talk to you.
It's all right, Mr. Jordan. Rocky here's a marshal.
A marshal?
That's right.
Well, thank goodness. You've got to do something. I'm almost certain that Strachan doesn't own the ranch, that he's trying to cheat Mr. Taylor.
We already know that. If you go yelling it around, you and Mr. Taylor are a pair of dead men.
They won't hurt old Josh Taylor till they get his money.
Unless they find out they're not going to get it.
Oh, I see.
And you get back to the ranch and stay with Mr. Taylor while we free Mrs. Reynolds. And don't let him buy that ranch till we get back. Nugget, it'll be getting dark soon. Get this wagon to town and stay in the shadows close to the hotel.
Right.
Come on, Jack. Go right ahead.
You've got to stall them. Say maybe and keep on saying it.
Let them think you've made up your mind and we're both dead.
I'll do my best. I haven't had much experience that way.
Mr. Strachan here feels that you've had time enough to look the place over. He wants an answer.
Paradine, a thing like this isn't done overnight. You must remember that it isn't my own money.
You talk too much, you old buzzard.
But let me look at him. He might not be dead.
Don't worry, he's dead. Let's have him.
What?
Them little gadgets you're carrying around.
If only there was some way of telling which was which.
What's the difference? We can afford to lose 3 guys out of 4.
4? There were 5 of those gadgets last time. Strachan, he's holding out on us. There was a big brass key in with the others before.
He won't hold out long. Not here. Better search his room.
Won't be necessary. Do you remember that little package he gave Bob to ship?
Well, sure. What are we worrying about? Let's just sit back and wait till the money gets here.
I don't like to take chances. The key's with the kid and the kid's with the marshal. We've got to get a hold of that key and get the money ourselves. Come on, let's get to the junction.
What about him?
A little fresh air will do him good. We'll take him with us. He might be useful.
That away. First, let's find out where the guards are, what room she's in.
That guy they called himself Clune showed up here yet?
I ain't seen no sign of him. Why?
Well, he's a lawman. He's riding with that surveying kid. They should have been here by now. Are you sure you ain't seen either of them?
Do we rush him?
No, sir. Bring the rest of the gang down on us. I'll tell you what you do.
Well, keep your eyes open. I'm going up and check with Bill on the 2nd floor. If you do see this Rocky guy... Where's that fellow you've been riding with?
Who? Oh, you mean Clune? Well, he's around the corner tying off his horse.
Well, that's his horse. But where's he at?
Right here.
All finished?
No, just getting started. You take over here. Tie him up and get him out of sight. Come on, Jack. Strachan sent me.
Oh, yeah. Your name's Clune, ain't it?
That's right. Where's the girl?
He's down at the end of the hall in number 4.
Strachan wants to get rid of her. I'm taking her out of here.
I'll give you a hand.
Oh, you stay here and cover the stairs. Open up in there.
Oh, Rocky, thank you. I was so frightened.
It's all right now, honey.
Yeah, it's wonderful if you don't mind being in a rat trap. Jack Strachan may have more of his gang planted around. While I clear the way, you two get out to Nugget's wagon. He'll take you out of town.
Yeah, but what about you?
I get paid for this. It comes with every badge.
But it was my ranch and it was my father they killed.
It's your wife, too.
Looks like Mr. Taylor's package took quite a beating in that scuffle downstairs.
It's kind of funny he'd be sending a package out as it...
It's nothing but an old-fashioned house key.
Key to the cemetery.
If Strachan and Paradine find out Taylor sent this off, they've got no reason to keep him alive. We gotta move fast. Hey, you. Give me a hand in here.
Up the stairs, boys. Get Clune. He's a marshal.
Hey, Nugget! Jerk that tarp back and pull your wagon over here under the window. Come on, kids.
Rocky out. Let's get going. All right, honey, come on.
Come on, Rocky, come on!
They're outside. I'll get them, you get the marshal. Come on, boys.
Get rolling, Nugget! Get going! I'm coming in. Taylor's right in front of me.
Don't shoot, Rocky. Don't shoot. I'm all right.
Just in sight, but out of gun range.
All right, over this hill, I'm going to slow down. Grab your lady and make a jump for it. Thanks, Rocky. Tain't time for much being bath yet.
What happened to Jack and his wife?
I had to let him out up the road.
There they are.
Stay here and keep shooting.
Dark, he can't see you. Go get him.
I'm going back for Jack and his wife. There's still one man loose.
Rocky! Nugget!
Glad to see you two are all right.
Thanks to you, Rocky, but what about Mr. Taylor?
He's safe and sound back in the hotel.
Oh, Rocky, how can I ever thank you?
I'll be doggone, Nugget. I think she's fainted.
She has? Sure she has. Now, somewhere's here I got a sample bottle of Nugget Clark's smelling salts.
Oh, no, thanks.
Here's the deed to your place, Mr. Taylor. All clear and clean.
I kind of wish in a way you'd have sold us the whole ranch. But a man wouldn't want better neighbors.
Uh-oh, look. Some more people to join your settlement, Mr. Taylor.
Looks like you're going to have quite a town here.
Sure are. I'm going to feed him in my restaurant and medicate him in my drugstore.
You couldn't have a better job than that. And speaking of jobs, I'd better be getting back to mine.
We tried to say thanks before, Rocky.
There's nothing to say, ma'am. Goodbye. So long, Nugget. Good luck to all of you.
Goodbye, Rocky.